they mock my name, whisper blame like it's a game. Hands so clean, tongue so sharp, judging lives from the dark. They sell their truth by numbers paid, smile polite while lines are laid. They ask me why I walk alone. I ask them who they sold their soul. They talk like low lives in their mouth, like right and wrong comes hand to hand. But I've seen saints with dirty shoes and kings who never had to stand. They point, I walk, they talk, I don't, I won't explain the road I chose. They laugh, I bleed, they preach, I breathe, I carry weight they'll never know. If truth offends the world you're in, then I'll offend and walk alone. They call it order, call it peace, chain by chain, release by lease. They say just bend, it's not that hard. Easy words from guarded yards. They trade their spine for seats and signs, sell tomorrow for tonight. I'd rather starve in open air than eat their bread and choke in prayer. I don't need hands that pull my strings, I don't need crowns from hollow kings. If standing costs me every door, I'll stand. I've paid that price before. They point, I walk, they talk, I don't, I won't explain the road I chose. They laugh, I bleed, they preach, I breathe, I carry weight they'll never know. If truth offends the world you're in, then I'll offend and walk alone. You call it loyalty, I call it fear. You call it duty, I call it change. I've seen your tables, I've read your rules, but none of them were written for men who refuse to kneel. They point, I walk through fire, still breathing under their desire. I won't beg space, I won't belong. I've stood here right, you stood here wrong. Let them point until they're blind. I won't trade this spine for signs. If walking free is walking out, then I'll walk without a doubt. They stay, I move. That's a difference. stood where the truth cuts deep. No mask to wear, no lies to keep. Every shadow knows my name. Every sin still speaks in flame. I didn't run when the walls closed in. Didn't beg forgiveness from the wind. I faced the cost, I faced the blame, and called it by its real name. No need to hide behind the night. No need to twist the wrong to right. If this is where the fire ends, then let it burn. I won't pretend. I stand where the truth burns through my skin. No escape, no alibi within. I accept the weight, I accept the pain. This is the price I pay. It say, let the verdict fall like rain. I won't flinch, I won't bend. I stand where the truth burns until the end. I've seen men drown in borrowed words, chasing mercy they don't deserve, running circles from their own reflection, calling cowardice protection. But silence taught me something real. Pain is proof that wounds can heal. I didn't choose the easy way. I chose the ground where I would stay. No deal signed with self-deceit. No crown built from retreat. I won't trade my soul for air. I breathe the fire. I stay right there. I stand where the truth burns through my skin. No escape, no alibi within. I accept the weight, I accept the pain. This is the price I pay. It say, let the verdict fall like rain. I won't flinch, I won't bend. I stand where the truth burns until the end. No running, no hiding, no rewriting what's done. I don't fear the sentence, I fear the lie I couldn't become. there. Just shadows breathing in the air. Every word I left unsaid still circles slowly in my head. I've stood so long, I've stood so still, I forgot the sound of how I feel. I wear this strength like it's my skin, but something's breaking deep within. I don't cry out, I don't collapse, I just go quiet, then I crack. Not enough to fall apart, just enough to mark the heart. There's a quiet crack inside my chest, not a scream, just unrest. I'm still standing, yes it's true, but I don't know what it's doing to you. I don't need saving, I don't beg, I just feel the weight. I never said this is not my breaking end. It's the sound of truth bending in. I've learned the art of holding lines, smiling through the faulted signs. They see the spine, they praise the fight, they never ask about the night. I tell myself this is the cost, but some things hurt more when they're lost. Not enemies, not bitter ends, just quiet wounds I can't defend. No fist race, no one's to blame, no holy war, no one to shame. Just me alone with what is real, learning how to let it feel. There's a quiet crack inside my chest, not a scream, just unrest. I'm still standing, yes it's true, but I don't know what it's doing to you. I don't need saving, I don't beg, I just feel the weight. I never said this is not my breaking end. It's the sound of truth bending in. If I stop running, if I stop pretending, would anyone still stay? If strength is silence, then let me be quiet just long enough to stay. There's a quiet crack, I let it be, not my enemy. If I fall awake, not asleep inside a fake. I'm still here, I'm still me, even cracked, I breathe. This is not where I give in, it's where I finally feel within. Not broken, just open. I've carried storms in silent veins, walked through fire, learned the pain. Every step carved into stone, every truth I faced alone. No saints left to call my name, no hands reaching through the flame. I learned fast beneath this sky, still above me, spine inside. said slow down, you'll burn away, but fire taught me how to stay. They hid behind their paper crowns. I learned my strength from breaking ground. Every loss became my fuel. Every scar rewrote the rules. I don't chase the light they sell, I made my own. I know it well. No permission carved in stone, no road paved for flesh and bone. I don't need your promised land, I build my truth with bare hands. Beneath the iron sky I rise, no shelter left, no disguise. I've bled enough to earn my place. I won't look down, I face the weight. Hear the ground beneath me cry. Still I stand, still I fight. If this world was forged in fire, then so am I. You call it fate, I call it choice. You call it fear, I call it noise. I wasn't made to disappear, I was made to stand right here. First half melodic, bends, phrase, rounds, haze. Beneath the iron sky I rise, scarred alive, unnormalized. No more running, no retreat. I plant my name beneath my feet. Let the thunder tear the night. Let them hear me when I fight. If this world was forged in fire, then so am I. Then so am I. Then so am I. I don't shout to prove my name, I don't beg to stay in games. I build my ground with calloused hands while they waited for commands. I learned to stand when doors were shut. If you don't come, I still survive. I found my fire on the inside. You asked for space, you asked for time, as if my breath was on your line. I won't explain what made me strong. I kept walking, you stayed wrong. I owe you my line. They test how far they can intrude, then act surprised when I remove. I serve with respect, I speak it clean, but I don't kneel for drama scenes. If you come straight, I meet you whole, but force your way, I shut the door. I don't confuse being alone with being lost or overthrown. I chose the road that ends in truth, not borrow praise, not borrow praise. I owe you nothing, not a sound, not my peace, not my ground. I owe you nothing, not my pain, not one excuse, not one refrain. I stand complete without your nod. I carve my way, I fought my odds. I owe you nothing, understand. I didn't need your open hand. I don't know comfort to the loud, I don't know silence to the proud. If you mistake my calm for weak, you've never met restraint like me. I owe you nothing, hear it clear. I paid my dues year after year. I didn't run, I didn't hide. I built my life, I paid the price. Let it echo, let it ring. I don't need crowns to be a king. I owe you nothing, I'm still standing, whole unbroken, self-commanded. They say I'm cold, carved out of stone, a closed-off gate, a kingdom alone. They watch my hands, they judge my tone, call it pride when I stand on my own. They want a smile, they want control, a softer lie they can swallow. But I don't bend just to feel approved. I don't sell my spine for their move. They mistake my silence for disdain, my distance for a loaded blade. But I'm not built to play their game. I just refuse to bleed for their gain. They call me cold, but I'm not dead. I just won't kneel inside spine. If standing firm offends your role, that's not my wound, that's your control. Let it burn, let it show. I walk alone, but I know I didn't break, I didn't fall. They call me cold, I stood whole. They call me cold, I stood whole. I've been buried under voices, judged by hands that never knew my name. I didn't survive to be understood, I survived to stand. I've walked through fire they never felt, carried weight they never held. Every scar they point instead was paid in blood, was earned in prayer. They talk like truth is theirs to own, like I was built to bow alone. But I learned this standing still, a silent spine is stronger than will. I don't need a crown or throne, I don't need your holy stone. If I fall, I fall as me. If I rise still free. Still I stand, not asking why. No borrowed faith, no alibi. I've lost enough to see it clear. I don't know fear another year. Still I stand, stripped of lies, no chains left in my spine. If this world won't make a place, I'll stand alone and hold my ground. I've seen love sold, I've seen it rot, heard cheap words about what I'm not. They mistake my quiet breath for weakness, kneeling close to death. But I don't break, I bend and learn. I let the false and hollow burn. What's left is bone, what's left is flame, still standing firm inside my name. I won't trade truth for being liked, I won't dim this inner light. You can keep your perfect lies, I choose the cost, I choose my life. Still I stand, not asking why. No borrowed faith, no alibi. I've lost enough to see it clear. I don't know fear another year. Still I stand, stripped of lies, no chains left in my spine. tried to own me, but I was never yours to claim. Still I stand, hear my voice. This is the sound of my choice. No more bending just to stay. No more living half away. Still I stand, flesh and bone. I walk this road on my own. If I fall upright. Still I stand into the still standing. You chased a crown laid out of smoke, paid in blood and pride you broke. Silver tongues and empty cheers, bought with years you'll never get back here.